kaiju, turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Well, good morning there, collector. Steven here, and we're going to be kicking off today with a vinyl review. If you're watching this at some point in the future, that intro just really doesn't make any sense because you could be watching this at midnight. I guess it's morning, technically. But anyway, today we're going to be taking a look at the G-Store, that's Godzilla Store, kids, exclusive Marusan Godzilla 1989. Ooh, look at that green. Yeah, that green, the black, and the gold. Those are basically the colors of the day here with some red eyes. Now, with this being said, how do we get our hands on this? Well, it was a Godzilla Store exclusive. I believe it was made to order. They had different order windows set up. And if that's not correct, then my apologies. But nevertheless, it was available at the Godzilla Store, orders shipped out, and folks got it in hand. And I do have to say, I got this around the same time as I got the exclusive Gigan as well. And oh boy, we got a little bit to talk about because it's really good, but this one in particular has drawbacks. Let's take a look to see whether or not it's going to be worth adding into your collection. So we do have green translucent vinyl, which is nice. We have a ton of glitter in the figure, which is amazing. We have gold spray on the chest, on the legs and the hands in some key areas, especially for the nails. Great gold dorsal plates. We have black spray here and there to really accentuate the gold. What more could you ask for? Actually, quite a bit considering the price point, which was a little bit north of 12,000 yen once you factor in domestic shipping in Japan and the actual price of the item. Let's talk. So on this particular unit, the eye placement is a little too high. So particularly the right eye is kind of on the eyebrow. I don't like that. And then I've seen the way that these figures are made. So I'm going to hope that this is actually just the sculpt and it's not a me thing. And hopefully it isn't a production run error. It looks like there were some air bubbles on the top of the head. Yeah, it's not really found on the dorsal plates. Yeah, quite a bit of an oversight. For those of you who don't know how these are made, in the pinned comment, I will put a link so you can check that out. Now, throughout the rest of the figure, I do not want to discount this whatsoever. This looks really, really cool, and I'm going to show you here in a little bit, especially when you have a natural light source. This is mind-blowing for how nice the glitter looks. What I will say, though, is that aside from some of those key areas like I made a vague reference to, the detail on the figure for the sculpt is kind of lost. The green is a rather dark green, and we do have black to help accentuate the gold. It's a nice complement in a way because you see the darker area and the gold sort of just exploding up, which is great. The problem is that aside from that small area on the chest where we do have the gold spray, you can't really see the sculpted details on the figure and the main body unless you're up close and personal. Cool. Not really. I don't know how they were able to get around this aside from a different paint variant, which kind of defeats the overall feel of the figure. So it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Just something that I'm pointing out here. Overall, I do have to say, though, that this figure does look very nice. I just want to point out those faults with it, so this way you know what you're going to be getting into when you make your purchase. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at the header card. Yeah, I'm gonna have to edge you a little bit here. So for the header card, pretty straightforward and simple. You already know what you're getting here. It does denote exactly which figure it is. There's a little another tag on the back of it. Articulation, I mean, this is not meant to be an action figure. This is not a Monster Arts or a NECA, but we do have some points of assembly where we are going to get some swivels. Shoulders, hips, and then the tail kind of swivels around. More so an oval than it is a circle, so that's just something to keep in mind. Now, all right, outside shot. I mean, this sells it. This sells it here. Look how beautiful this thing is. It's so nice. It's so nice. All that gold glitter in there, the green. Oh, that's so pretty. I know you want one. I know you do, and I got another one in the bag. At least at the time of uploading. All right, size comparison. So here alongside the Godzilla Store Gigan, great comparison. You can see how these two look. Delinquent duo here. They're big. They are going to take up shelf space, but they're kind of worth it. Buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. If you can find this one for a reasonable price, again, I told you what the MSRP was, then congratulations, you got yourself a winner. I have not seen most of the recent Godzilla store exclusive Marusans tick up in price, so if you are looking to get one of these, then chances are you're not going to get hit with a reseller. I wouldn't necessarily say scalper, unless it's sold by a particular few people. Too bad. So, that's there. Now, I will say this sculpt, if you're not really a fan of what's going on here, it's a Marusan, repainted, different vinyl, plenty of them out there on the market. Go ahead and check them out. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.